I asked 100 philosophy channels the same question. Can philosophy provide meaning to the modern person? Each channel gets 2 minutes to answer. Here are 3 submissions. I hope you enjoy.
From the overtly symbolic prose found in countless alchemical manuscripts to the subdued delineation of the various philosophical tenets which have found their foothold throughout history, from hypnotic ancient spells chiseled into stone tablets and portrayed in hieroglyphs to the flowing and peaceful verse of illumined sages, these quite often serve as the entry points and connecting dots for the continual seekers of truth and meaning. We should always remain open to possibility and the potential for growth in which these subjects may provide. In one's own life, it is important to discern what holds practical value to the individual, regardless of how impractical something might appear. If we take the examples initially mentioned, it is possible to dismiss much of it based on surface examination, but for the person who chooses to explore deeper, may find for themselves quiet contemplation, emotional or spiritual strength and beauty, or, in contrast, the spark which sets alight the raging fire of creativity and outward passion for life. When combined with visual art and music, the words and knowledge of mystics and philosophers can be tempered into an abstract yet pleasing aesthetic, which often allows the individual to integrate more easily this knowledge, where otherwise this person might have difficulty in finding undistracted time to sit and read a physical book. A more relaxed approach with the aforementioned qualities will generally enhance the overall intellectual experience. It is one of the goals of Altrusian Grace Media to bring this experience to you, and I hope you join me in the quest for a few more of those connecting dots.
Hi, Mystiverse here. I make videos and short stories about philosophy. When we think about philosophy, we usually think of some bearded blokes in ancient Greece asking questions and drinking wine, and then being executed for it. In other words, it seems like something far removed from our everyday experience. But I think that's wrong, and that philosophy is more relevant now than ever. If you'd be so kind as to indulge me in a 2-minute rant, I'll explain why. The universe we find ourselves in often causes us to ask some bleak questions about the nature of human existence. To the best of our scientific knowledge, it appears that we exist through mere biological chance, thrown into the world without purpose or direction, and with no clear instructions about what to do next. For all the discoveries of the James Webb Space Telescope or the Large Hadron Collider, none have answered a more fundamental question. What does it all mean? This is what philosophy is all about. Perhaps there is no answer to human existence. Perhaps consciousness is a function of the atoms in our brains, and our bodies are collections of meat and bone. Perhaps we're condemned to death from the moment of our conception, and nobody will remember our names. But the fact is that we exist, and no matter what happens in the universe, we are free to make our meanings. All those moments we have across a lifetime, all the memories and dreams, tell a story that nobody else can tell but you. Philosophy is the means by which we can examine all these facts of the universe and of ourselves and weave them into a story. I invite you to come with me and make our meanings. We'll learn about existentialism, phenomenology, and have many existential crises in the form of science fiction stories. We might not find all the answers, but there will always be a place for you in the Mystiverse. Thank you very much for watching, peace and love, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hi there, this is the Machiavellians. I make videos about philosophy and psychology because I believe that philosophy and psychology are our best hope for solving the major problem of our time. I think that with philosophy and psychology working together, we will have the best chance of overcoming nihilism, which, as Nietzsche rightly observed, is the problem of our age. The existential psychologist Rollo May once said that as human beings, we have to face the dichotomy of finding meaning in life while facing the knowledge of approaching death. There are many efforts to make society more equal, or to increase human happiness, and even to go and colonize Mars. But if these endeavors are not grounded in some deeper meaning, then what good is any of it? Without the why, none of this really matters. Nietzsche said that what Schopenhauer's philosophy teaches us is that neither riches, nor honors, nor scholarship can raise the individual out of the profound discouragement over the worthlessness of his existence. Only from a higher and transfiguring overall aim can these goals have any meaning. According to Nietzsche, our task is simple. We should cease letting our existence be a thoughtless accident. My goal is to show people that philosophy has relevance in their personal lives. Philosophy should not be focused on problems of epistemology. The Greeks got it right because for them, philosophy was a way of living. Philosophy is something that is practiced, not merely studied. The Greek philosophers of the past, like the Stoics or Epicureans, for example, lived their life as if it were a work of art. Friedrich Nietzsche thought we should emulate the Greeks by viewing life as a means to knowledge, and as an experiment of the seeker after knowledge. In this sense, to live philosophically means to have a singular will to life, which aims at constant growth and self-overcoming, and induces us to take on challenging and rewarding adventures in the pursuit of knowledge and self-knowledge. By constantly challenging ourselves, we can gain new insights and perspectives, which is why it is important that philosophy is lived and not studied passively. As the American philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson said, each person has to go through all the facts in history and live them in their own person before they can be adequately understood. What is not lived cannot be known. This living of philosophy in the soul has the effect of expanding our individual experiences beyond the narrow confines of our individual lives. By treating all works, both philosophical and of art, in this way, they become not history, but biography. Philosophy needs to be returned to its rightful place in our society. Instead of being an academic pursuit, it should assume a central role in our lives. All philosophy and history contain an invaluable repository of experiences from which we can and should profit. To put it in the words of Friedrich Nietzsche, every great philosophy as a whole says always only, this is the image of all life, and from this learn the meaning of your life, and conversely, read only your own life, and understand from this the hieroglyphs of universal life. Thank you for watching, and welcome to the channel.
Thank you to each of the channels who joined us, and a special thank you to the philosophy channel Eternalized, who helped put us all together. Thank you for joining us. Join us in the next episode to see who's next.